The passage that I read in the sunlight this morning from A Course in Miracles is called The Little Garden. And I'm kind of going to skip around just a little bit, but it's so beautiful. The body cannot know. And while you limit your awareness to its tiny senses, you will not see the grandeur that surrounds you. Such is the strange position in which those in a world inhabited by bodies seems to be. Each body seems to house a separate mind, a disconnected thought, living alone and in no way joined to the thought by which it was created. Each tiny fragment seems to be self-contained, needing another for some things, but by no means totally dependent on its creator for everything, needing the whole to give it any meaning, for by itself it does mean nothing, nor has it any life apart and by itself. It's kind of like one cell thinking that it's like everything, but yet it's nothing. Like if you looked in the mirror, it's like we see the entire body, but we don't see the trillions of cells. And it would be like a single cell being like, I am just on my own, apart from all of y'all. I don't need any of y'all to function. I am just on my own. It's kind of like what a cancer cell does. It decides that it's going to be its own entity and create its own organization. But the healthy cell knows that it's a part of the greater whole. So that's what this kind of reminds me of. And then there's another beautiful little part. Love knows no bodies and reaches to everything created like itself. Its total lack of limit is its meaning. It is completely impartial in its giving, encompassing only to preserve and keep complete what it would give. In your tiny kingdom you have so little. Should it not then be there that you call on love to enter? And that's just like how they always say, asking you shall receive. Like if I want to go outside, like I could be stuck in my thoughts. I could be stuck in like the anxiety of all the things that I need and have to be doing. Or I can be stuck on the past, reminiscing on how things should have gone, how I wish they would have been differently, how I wish I would have made different decisions. Or I can ask to be shown the truth. And that is like the blueness of the sky and the warmth of the sun against my skin, the greenness of the grass, like anything to pull me out of my own mind. They say, asking you shall receive. So show me the good and the light around me. And I'm literally skipping around so much in this passage, but this is another beautiful one. Do not accept this little fenced off aspect of yourself. The sun and ocean are as nothing beside what you are. The sunbeam sparkles only in the sunlight, and the ripple dances as it rests upon the ocean. Yet in neither sun nor ocean is that power that rests in you. Would you remain within your tiny kingdom, a sorry king, a bitter ruler of all that he surveys, who looks on nothing, yet he would still die to defend it. This little self is not your kingdom. Arched high above it and surrounding it with love is the glorious whole, which offers all its happiness and deep content to every part. The little aspect that you think you set apart is no exception. And it was talking about earlier in this passage the sunbeam, and the sunbeam is just one beam of the entire spectrum and ray of the sun. And it says that we sometimes think that, just like a cancer cell, we sometimes think we are the sunbeam and we are against the entire universe. Like I'm good on my own. I'm like, but we are a part of the greater whole of the entire universe. That's why when we plug ourselves into nature, our body naturally lines back up into that circadian rhythm, into a more harmonious brainwave state. When we get caught in that anxiety, we're in that high beta wave frequency, and we literally outplug from Earth's heartbeat and from our natural hormone flow. And the same thing it talks about the ripple in the ocean. Like, how can one ripple go against the entirety of the ocean and forget that it is part of that ocean, Like, it's the same thing with, we share hormones with people. So every person that you meet, you're a lighthouse for them. You are a source of calmness and peace. Like, someone has lost faith in humanity, and you meet them and restore their hope in humanity through your light. You're a lighthouse, and you restore their connection You know, people are in a very disconnected state right now. They're very in an angry state. In that quote that I keep hearing, that I keep sharing on my story, there's some poor phoneless fool sitting by a waterfall, totally unaware of how angry he's supposed to be, because he's connected to the earth. He feels like he belongs because he does belong, you know? And it's beautiful. A lot of people, you know, we get to a point where we feel separated, and it reminds me of dementia. We forget who we are. We divorce ourselves from our bodies, divorce ourselves from the whole. And when you are being that source of light, when you're connected and plugged into the earth and the world around you, to natural nature, you know, when you're clear in your nutrition and things like that too, which you don't have to be perfect. Perfection doesn't exist. But you become a source of light for those who have unplugged, those who have disconnected, those who have divorced from their self. You become a sense of warmth and happiness for them to, just for one moment, want to also reconnect into their own light. And it's just a constant ripple. It's just a constant beautiful ripple. And that passage is called the little garden. You know, you are just a little garden into the entire whole. Like, we're just one cell connected into the entire body of the universe. You know, it's so beautiful. It's gorgeous. Your body is so beautiful, so gorgeous. And that's why when you go and you look in the mirror, don't forget. Don't be saying these hateful things about yourself. Don't be beating yourself up. You're being too hard on yourself. Constructive criticism, some constructive feedback, you're being way too hard on yourself, you know? And every single thought ripples throughout the entirety of your nervous system. Just like every single step you take when you're going for that walk, when you're doing that exercise, I'm doing it because my body is able to move freely through space. There are some people who don't have that ability, who may be paralyzed or who have nervous system disorders. You know, I'm moving my body, I'm exercising because my body is able to do this. I'm able to create energy, and energy, space-time is bent through the presence of energy and matter. So when I go for that walk, I am bending space-time. I'm creating energy, matter, and light within my body. And I'm able to do that. I don't have to go for that walk. And if I feel like I have to, then I might just sit still and remember, why am I going to do this? You know, what is the true reason behind that? If I feel anxious, I know my body is tense and tight. And I'm in this high beta wave, this feeling of force versus coming from a place of power. There's a beautiful book, Force versus Power. If you have the opportunity to check it out, that's one of the most incredible books I've ever read. It also talks about, and they have done like some kinesiology testing with muscle tension, right? And when your body, like when you're believing in yourself, when you're coming from a place of like, I get to do this, I'm able to do this because I love and care for my body, it's totally different from I have to go do this or I'm not going to be healthy, you know? It's like coming from a place of abundance or restriction. Same thing with food. Am I eating this because I'm scared if I don't eat this, if I don't follow this diet, I'm not going to have the outcome that I want? Or am I nourishing all my trillions of cells? I'm feeding all my little babies in my body, you know? It's like, why am I coming from this place, you know? And it's beautiful. Our bodies too, first family, they're always working to protect us and to repair. Our immune system is always working to repair. Every time we go to sleep at night, that melatonin shooting up, the darkness hormone, and everything in the body is being cleansed and repaired and restored because our bodies love us. And my stomach's just gurgling. I gotta be getting me something to eat because I'm a little bit hungry. But Yeah, I love this book, A Course in Miracles. They have no author. My neighbor gave this to me after a friend sent me a video on YouTube. I went to my neighbor and said, have you ever heard of this book called A Course in Miracles? She was like, oh my gosh, Rachel, yes, I did Course in Miracles 40 years ago. She said, I have the books. Let me give it to you. So this has been about 2 years. I try to read a little bit of this each morning. It kind of talks about how it's our ego versus it's the selfish cell, it's the cell versus the whole, and how our thoughts limit us, how our ego is always trying to protect and preserve itself, but it's not always for our greater good. And so I just love this book because it always kind of like puts me in a mode where I'm calm and I'm thinking about things. So I always try and read it in the morning because, setting that biochemical cascade up. We're about to cascade, we're about to flow through. We're about to keep this light going. So anyway, may you always be blessed with the clarity to know what is and what isn't meant for you. Your intuition speaks to you so loudly all the time, and when you connect your body more to nature, it speaks even louder. And it will guide you and protect you. And a lot of times in the morning, I just try to ask myself right now, what is it that I could do to help me feel most at peace and at calm and most fulfilled? And sometimes that's just like, do your laundry, do the dishes, go cut the grass. Like, it's these simple little things that I've been kind of ignoring in my routines, in my immediate environment. And those things, like the immediate environment, is what shapes our health and our hormones too, right? Like, the nucleus is looking out into the environment of the cell, and it's looking for, what do I need to be expressing right now? And then the cell is looking outside of itself into the bloodstream, and it's saying, what's going on right here? Is there a lot of light going on? Like, do I need to be breaking down and taking in sugars? Or do I need to be creating my own sugar, right? Do I need to be doing immune health, or am I doing immediate damage health? Like, is there a lot of inflammation going on? I need to take care of that. So the body's always like looking, and that's our intuition is kind of like picking up around us. It's so beautiful. You're so gorgeous. And I hope you remember that. I hope you remember the truth. The truth is, you are so intelligent and beautiful. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I hope you have a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. And you can like, share, and subscribe if this is helpful for you in some way. But I will catch you next time.